She is an exceptional student, debater, leader, and scholar. She is a cum laude graduate of the Bachelor of Arts in Economics and Bachelor of Science in Accountancy. She has garnered outstanding thesis awards for both programs. Last year, the Junior Philippine Economists Society ranked her first in the 10 outstanding economic students of the Philippines. She represented the university and the country in the Hitachi Young Leaders Initiative in Thailand and in various conferences and business case competitions in almost 10 countries. She was one of the best senior debaters in the Salle Debate Society and was awarded as one of the best adjudicators of the United Asians Debate Championship in Malaysia in 2012. The following year, she broke to the penultimate rounds and reached the quarterfinals of the English as a second language category of the World's Universities Debating Championships, the largest debating tournament in the world and is considered the Olympics of debating, held in Berlin, Germany. As a dedicated student leader, our speaker served as the Executive Vice President of the Debate Society in academic year 2013-2014 and was the founding Executive Director of the first Philippine Collegiate Peace Debates, a project in collaboration with the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Aside from her leadership roles in school, she still finds time to faithfully serve as a choir and lector of her local parish in Lipa, Batangas. Last month, she was named as one of the 10 outstanding students of the Philippines in the National Capital Region. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome a model of a true Lasallian achiever for God and country, our Saint LaSalle scholar, Ms. IRA GAYLL CATIMBANG ZAMUDIO.
Thank you, Dean Fritzy, for the introduction, and thank you all for the honor of giving the response today. University President and Chancellor, Brother Ricky Laguda, FSC, distinguished administrators, De La Salle brothers, esteemed faculty and staff, our dear parents, guests, and my fellow graduates of Class 2014, good morning. Today, we mark the end of college and brace ourselves for what others call the real world. If it really is any different, we'll soon find out. 20 years from now, when we look back, what will we remember? Perhaps our batch will be remembered for the selfie, which was proclaimed Word of the Year by Oxford Dictionaries in 2013. I'm willing to bet my second paycheck that at least a dozen of us will be taking selfies with Brother Ricky later, especially as today marks our Brother President's final commencement exercises for at least 7 years. Of course, we will remember Happy Thursdays, which at LaSalle, and only at LaSalle, means drinking and having fun on a Thursday night in celebration of the end of the typical academic week at DLSU. Let's be honest. Chances are, most of what we will remember is how self-indulgent and sometimes downright reckless we've been these past 4 or 5 years. College students are responsible for many irresponsible things beyond going crazy on a Thursday or on a Happy Thursday. I wasn't a wild child in college. My version of irresponsible is that last Monday I spent 3 hours binge watching episodes of The Legend of Korra instead of, well, revising the speech. That's lame, I admit. But I have friends who have done unspeakable things that they would never publish on DLSU secret files. And in case you don't know it yet, dear parents and everyone who is over 25 years old, there is an expression for it. YOLO. You only live once. This was popularized by a song in 2011 and has since become a kind of battle cry for a generation. Now, don't make the mistake. YOLO is not the same as Carpe Diem or Seize the Day. Carpe Diem at least has some nobility in it, courtesy of a film about young people and poetry. YOLO just means doing reckless, stupid things while you're still young, preferably caught on video with a GoPro and uploaded somewhere. That, I fear, is the bad news. The good news, dear parents and administrators, is that these are not the only things we learn at De La Salle. Some of us may play hard, but we also work harder. To our dear parents, 4 years ago, you allowed us to attend this institution. And despite all the fun we've had, we can also testify to the following. At this university, you also learn a different kind of YOLO. You ought to live for others. I know it's corny, but it's everywhere. It's in the curriculum, in extracurriculars, but most of all, in the way people in school try to deal with each other. For some of us, glimpsing a future beyond self-gratification came through an experience with the curriculum. It was 2010 in a classroom in Brother Andrew Hall, and I was 17 years old, taking a subject called Lazaretu. During that whole day session, they showed us pictures and videos of people struggling with life and scriptures and songs meant to bluntly convict us. Hey, do you see these people? What are you doing with your life? Aren't you human enough to do something about them? It was half hard sell and half guilt trip, to be honest, and had mixed effects. From here, I can recognize a few of the faces of those who cried and those who slept through the sessions. On the other hand, I don't know how or why, and I was shocked too, but the session actually did something to me, predictable as Lazaretu was, and even if I no longer remember the facilitator. I came into that Lazaretu believing that I was gonna be some CPA lawyer, millionaire with a huge mansion and lots of money to shop with, and maybe some opportunities to help others if I had the time. And I came out of Lazaretu thinking, I am much too blessed to not share now. But my family is middle class. My parents are both government employees, we maintain a small business, and our life in the province is far from luxurious. Without a scholarship, my family wouldn't have been able to afford a Lasallian education or any education in Manila for that matter. Long story short, my heart was burdened so completely for children. And about 5 months later, after that class, I was celebrating my 18th birthday, not in a hotel ballroom with gowns and glamour, but in Barangay San Sebastian, Lipa City's covered court with about 90 children and their families, their parents from urban poor families in that area. That was the start of my involvement with orphans and poor children. And now, more than 3 years later, I still enjoy sharing my time and love with little girls at a local orphanage in Batangas every weekend. It's not much. At best, it's a glimpse of a somewhat more adult future. I still don't know how this experience with orphans will shape my future decisions. I'm still in the process of working that out. But I am happy that that specific Lazaretu class has helped change my life perspective, as I am sure it has for other students. But here's the thing. Even if Lazare didn't seem to do much for fellow students who slept through the sessions or still seem unmoved, that's all right. It's worth being a little patient about this. LaSallian formation is more than an 8-hour classroom retreat. LaSallian formation is also about norms of day-to-day interaction within the community, the exemplars that we choose to honor and celebrate, and many thousands of tiny examples of decent behavior that we are exposed to during our time here. Perhaps even more than the curriculum, these are the reasons I believe that when the time comes for us to stand up for others, if our time at De La Salle University has meant anything to us, our instincts will be the right ones. This instinct or charism is a real thing. You might have been a bit of a brat coming into college, but you're soon set straight, mostly by fellow students, upperclassmen, and maybe even a few profs. Perhaps this is why some have noticed how we can remain genuine and personable, regardless of whether the other person is a TV personality, a child of a business tycoon, or a student from a different university, or a child on the street, or one of the maintenance crew. Soon, you learn that, sure, you're part of a proud community, but the moment you start acting pompous, or snobbish or haughty, you will feel the disapproval. Sa LaSalle, kahit sino ka pa, importante ang marunong makibagay. Tama ba? But even after 5 years in this school, I'm still in the process of putting this instinct into words. Here are a few things I've picked up that aren't in my transcript. Having a compassionate heart for others brings out the best in people. One doesn't always have to win the argument to win the battle. Others can contribute more than we can give them credit for. And most importantly, God is the best arbiter. I think it's what the words faith, zeal for service, and communion and mission mean. They are more than just slogans. And our experiences with them are worth holding on to every bit as much as our memories of Happy Thursdays. As I end, I urge Brother Ricky to allow these students to take one, hopefully not the last, selfie with him after all this celebration is over. Great, now I'm sure to win that bet. So now, even if some of you are itching to get your cell phones out to take your selfies because, well, you only live once and you only graduate once, I think it's even more fitting for us right now to thank the professors, the mentors, and coaches who helped us in our LaSallian formation. Those who never gave up on us or took the time to say, good job. Let us also thank our friends for sharing their time and life lessons with us. Let's thank our silent professors, the service staff, the security guards who every day showed us work and dignity. Finally, to our parents, to our families, whose contribution to our growth and development cannot ever be put to words. Thank you very much. To my fellow graduates, let's continue forming our LaSallian instincts and let's hold De La Salle University's banner high and bright. Animo LaSalle!